Welcome to another edition of the CEO's blog. John, thank you for joining us.
My pleasure, Amanda.
Let's start talking about Wagga and the Wagga track and a bit of news about when the track may open.
Yeah, certainly. Last week, Peter Carney and Adam Fairley and myself travelled to Wagga and met with both our consultants and then with the club itself. But with the delays we've experienced through planning proposals, the official opening of the Wagga track now won't be this year, 2018, in December it was to be. It will be in March 2019. Now, that's all for the right reasons. We want to make sure that we present a absolute perfect project, and we're very comfortable we will be able to do that. Okay,
well, while we're talking about Wagga, and well, they're still racing at the old track, the showground. They've got a few meetings coming up next month, and they've boosted prize money there.
Yeah, that's part of the prize money increases that Harness Racing New South Wales announced back in February, and have been re-announced, in fact, last week with the announcements of the base prize money going up, and that's where a club has a $6,500 race. They can add $250 to that, and we'll add $250 to it, so they're $7,000 races. So in September, I think it's September and October, the Wagga Club will certainly be racing for $7,000. So participants in the Riverina are really going to appreciate these prize money increases.
Yeah, so I think it's 3 meetings coming up?
Yeah, 3 meetings coming up, which is good. Terry McMillan, his committee, Graham White, the whole team is solid behind what we're doing here at Harness Racing New South Wales and how they can deliver to their participants in the Riverina. And anyone can travel from anywhere to Wagga and race.
All right, well, let's go back to talking about the new track that's being built. There will be a sprint lane at that track?
Yeah, there is a sprint lane. Yeah. The policy of Harness Racing New South Wales is, with all new developments, to put in a sprint lane. We've got one at Bathurst, we've introduced one at Goulburn, of course, and there certainly will be one at Wagga.
Okay. There was a little bit of a conversation on Twitter recently about sprint lanes and turnover. How has it affected turnover here in New South Wales with the ones currently at Bathurst and Goulburn?
It's very hard to measure. Very hard to measure. There are people like sprint lanes. There are people that don't appreciate sprint lanes. It's a perception thing to a number of punters, but to measure it perfectly, it's a very difficult task. You would have to compare a track that had a sprint lane or didn't have a sprint lane rather, and then have a sprint lane and see what the comparison is. We don't actually have that opportunity before us unless we introduced it onto a new track, say Menangle, where we know what the figures are, the turnover figures are without a sprint lane. If we introduced one on a trial basis or something, we could measure it, but too difficult to measure. I think it's the appreciation of the punter of what they're looking for, and certainly there's no detriment at Bathurst, and there won't be one at Wagga either.
Yeah, well, Harness Racing New South Wales seems to consult all the time, and obviously there's been no backlash from having the sprint lanes at Bathurst or Goulburn.
Certainly not. We even spoke with Newcastle about that, but there's other things happening at the Newcastle track, so it stays where it is. It's a 1,000-metre track. Previously built, of course, but it doesn't have a sprint lane.
Do they want a sprint lane?
Well, once again, it's some do, some don't, but we're just sitting there on the moment on Newcastle, but there will be one at Wagga.
Okay, well, thank you for confirming that one. Let's talk about drought relief, John. Harness Racing New South Wales is looking at assisting the industry stakeholders where possible on this.
Yeah, we certainly are. It's a perilous situation in the entire state. Most of the eastern seaboard are in this terrible drought, but Harness Racing New South Wales, the board, are carefully analysing what they can do for stakeholders. And in the next week or two, we will certainly provide some information. As it is, we're already working with the DPI to make sure that those people who can apply for the state government's emergency packages, drought relief packages, are well assisted. Anyone that thinks that they should be able to access that, they certainly can ring Harness Racing New South Wales, and we'll put them in contact with the right people and work through it with them.
Who are the types of people that can apply for that?
It's a generic term of a primary producer.
Right.
Now, when horses, the production of horses have sometimes been left out, but we've made certain overtures to the Department of Primary Industries that the horses should be included. We're comfortable with where we are. We just have to make sure it's a case-by-case matter as to who can access that drought relief.
Okay, all right, we'll look forward to that one. Let's talk about the industry forum. It was held a couple of weeks ago, and now Harness Racing New South Wales is working through the outcomes of that.
Yes, Rod Smith, the chairman, and myself will meet with HIRIC next Monday. We will deliver to HIRIC, who represent each of the industry groups. We'll deliver them a package which will give them some of those outcomes from all the outcomes or the suggestions from the forum, and we'll work forward with the industry, as you say, in consultation to find what the industry wants, what are those good things, those great suggestions that came out from those 100-odd people that attended the forum, and we'll build a better industry off the back of that.
Okay, very good. All right, John, well, everyone likes a winner, don't they?
They certainly do.
And Paceway Tamworth was won just last week.
Great effort. Harness Racing New South Wales maybe went out on a limb and purchased that property. It was run down, and we're slowly improving the property. But far before our time, Paceway Tamworth has won a business award for Tamworth City Council. No mean feat, because Tamworth's a big city, but no, for in the entertainment and delivery of service to people in the community. So well done to Joe Shepherd, Matt Alston, of course to Julie Morn and her committee. They run the races there at Tamworth, and they've been very well supported to the point they have extra meetings. But what people have to remember, it's that whole complex, Paceway Tamworth, we have many other events, mainly headed towards equine events, but it's certainly kicked some goals, and to win an award such as that is just amazing, and well done to all.
Yeah, so early on.
Yes.
All right, John, have you got anything else for this edition of the blog?
No, not for this edition, but I'm sure we'll have something else next week, Amanda.
All right, we'll look forward to it. Thank you for your time.
My pleasure.